We're having a few of our usual last day of a holiday issues where we've left the hotel and kind of just wants to leave. Folks, and welcome to today's vlog. It is day 3 of our Bournemouth holiday extravaganza, our final day down in Bournemouth. We are up bright and early at 9 o'clock to go down for our breakfast. We do have a busy day ahead of us though. Anna's moaning because I was snoring in the night. But we do have a full day ahead of us. We are going to the Bournemouth Oceanarium today. We are hoping to go on the big wheel. We're hoping to go on the land train. And if weather is good, as it stands right now at 9 AM, yes, the tram. As it stands right now, we are still planning on staying until the fireworks at 10 o'clock tonight and then driving home during the night. That is weather permitting. At the moment, it is raining outside, but the weather forecast tells us the rain will stop before 10 o'clock. We're going to have a very slow morning to try and make those activities last as much of the day as possible. We're probably not going to check out of the hotel until very close to 12 o'clock when we have to check out. But first, breakfast. I see you're wearing some merch today. It's very good of you to represent Team Chapman.
Just what I was supposed to sleep in last night.
What, you sleep in your match?
Yeah.
That's appalling. Where's Amy? Well, we're going for breakfast without her then. She doesn't need to eat. The rest of us are hungry.
Yeah.
We're going. And I need to see your hair as well. Did it change colour?
It's pinky purple. I'll show you.
We'll have a proper look at it in the light. Look at the state of their room. It's nearly as bad as
ours. No!
Leisurely morning complete. We're now going to have... We have been to the Premier Inn. We're going to need to go back later to fetch the car. But we've paid for our parking there until tomorrow lunchtime, even though we get home today. So we're leaving the car in there, walking back down to the centre of Bournemouth again to get started on our to-do list of awesome things. As it stands right now, it feels as warm as it has all week. The sun is shining, no sign of rain. So at the moment, we're looking good for fireworks, which means we've still got potentially like another 10 or 11 hours of holiday left, which is awesome. Yes, fireworks at night time. And then we go home. Amy, you're going to show us your hair then. So now we're in the light. This is purple hair, yes? Oh, no. So we've got purple hair, blue hair, like red hair. Me and Andy still have normal hair. Very important stop on the way. We're getting bubble tea. You know how I feel about bubble tea. I guarantee the first person to open a bubble tea place within 10 miles of my house will get very, very wealthy. We're having a few of our usual last day of a holiday issues where we've left the hotel and kind of just wants to leave. But he does also want to go to the aquarium and do the wheel and do the train, so it'll be okay. I do, however, suspect we might not be staying for the fireworks. I think we'll probably just do Oceanarium, Oceanarium, wheel, train, and then probably make a move, I think. Depending on how, I mean, he might be fine once he's done a few bits, but I think he is getting ready to just be on the way home. We have made it into the Oceanarium. Massive thanks to Kev, not me, just a different Kev, who sent us tickets to come in here. So we're going to have a little look around. I did come in here once before, I think, when I was like 15, so a long time ago. See how it's changed. I'm assuming this is some kind of animal tribute band, which I want to see. Penguins are awesome. This is basically what I'm here for. But goodness me, does this part stink. You know how when we were at Disney and we were on the Pirates of the Caribbean and you decided you want to eat there because it looked awesome? I now want to eat there so that I can sit and watch the penguins whilst eating.
Nice though, isn't it?
I don't know, penguins are probably better than pirates. There you go, you found a touchscreen, now you're happy. And I see you taking all your pictures. You like a fish, don't you?
Looking at London at the moment.
A fish and Armageddon. That's like your dream day out.
This is terrifying. London Underground.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's awesome. It's fair to say Andy's not having the best time in here. We've just negotiated and agreed that as the price of him doing this, we're now not staying for the fireworks. So we're going to do this, then we're going to head out and do the wheel and the train, have something to eat and hit the road probably early afternoon rather than night time. He just wants to go home now. It's typical last day of any trip, he just wants to go home. Because of the change of plan, we're improvising a little bit. Lucy and Amy are now heading back off into the centre of Bournemouth because they want to go and do henna and get little bits from the market and things. Meanwhile, while they do that, we're going to do the train and the wheel, and then when we're done this, they should be done that, and then we can just go, because I don't think Andy has much more waiting around time left in him today. Well, we're not going on the train. It was definitely running yesterday. That's a shame, because that's one of the things he was really looking forward to as well. Hopefully the wheel is still running, or else we're going to be going and catching up with the girls while they're midway through getting henna tattoos. I swore after Nottingham last year I'd never do one of these again, but I'm doing one of these again. I hate the world, I hate the world, I hate the world, I hate the world.
Bus. You know I'm at Blackpool, you go on the windy one.
How does that help?
That's what you're going to do, because I
am not.
Yes, you are.
And this one is much higher, oh my goodness. I'm not actually suffering as much as Anna appears to be, which is surprising. She's the one who always goes on this stuff usually. It's not too bad, other than when it stops at the top and it's super windy. However, this one,
I don't like it.
it's having a hard time.
No, you don't get it.
Are you enjoying it, Andy? Give me a smile.
You have to watch the wheel, obviously.
You are?
You have to watch the wheel. I feel safer here. I'm fine here.
Well, we are at the bottom. If it just goes round, I'll be fine. It's when it's stopped for so long that's the problem. Well, the girls are still in the queue for the henna tattoo stuff. Unfortunately, didn't take a camera with them because they're all packed up in my suitcase. This is the only one I brought out with me for the day. So they're off doing that. So in the meantime, we're keeping Andy amused in the amusements. Anna's got him set up on a 2p machine in there. And I've just stocked up on waters and Calippos to stop us overheating. It's not particularly hot outside today, but it is melting in here. Well, this is going to be Andy settled for a little while, I think. Is that good? Good. Oh, I didn't realise it was one of these. That is awesome. Go on then, put another coin in, I want to see. I've never had a camera stimmed out of my hands before. I'm saying I've never had a camera stimmed out of my hands before. That was a new experience. Elbowed right into the camera. You're back. Let's see how you've tattooed yourself then.
How cute are they?
Splendid. Right.
I'm getting this done on my 18th birthday.
Oh, I see. What, that exact tattoo?
Yeah, I love it. So cute.
We're going in here because that's where Andy is. He's playing on the 2p machines. Slight problem. Andy's ready to leave, but he keeps winning. He's got loads of money left. I guess we're taking those 2p's up to Blackpool next month. Well, we finally made it onto the pier where we're going to put Lucy on the zip line. She doesn't realise it yet. Are you ready for zip lining? Do you actually want to go on it? I will happily pay for you to go on that zip line. It'd be amazing. And we are on here partly because you have to come on the pier, it's the law, and partly because apparently there's a restaurant on here which should be quite a nice place for us to go and have lunch. So we're going to go and have some lunch, and then I think once we've eaten we're probably going to hit the road. Well, the ziplining bit itself looks bad enough, but when you get to the end and you're just kind of, they slam on the brakes and you swing up over your head. Don't like the look of that at all. So we're going to put Anna on it. But you understand, if I'm taking it, it's not a selfie. It's very cool. Selfie wall. So we're having our lunch at the Key West Bar and Grill. The major advantage of this place is because you have to pay to get on the pier, and it's at the end of the pier. There's nobody here, unlike every other restaurant in Bournemouth. Plus, the food does look really cool. So additional purchases from when you two went off on your own. Lucy has string around her hand, and Amy has string around her hand and around her leg. Excellent stuff. I'm a little bit upset nobody got me any hand string. Well, this is what I call a lunch. I've got my seaside fish and chips. These two have got the biggest pizza in the world with some proper cheese pool going on, plus cheesy chips as well. Anna's got a very extravagant looking tuna burger. Well, there's bacon on the chips as well. I can't reach them. And of course Andy is having vintage crisps. For those of you who are thinking, my, that's a large amount of food for two children. It was a large amount of food for two children. Amy's had 3 slices of her enormous pizza. Lucy has left 3 slices of her pizza. That's a good point. So this could have been perfectly amalgamated into one pizza. Dinner consumed, very pleasant it was too. We're now just wandering up to the end of the pier because you have to wander up to the end of the pier. And we're still going to try and convince one of this lot to go on this zip line that you go up just there. You want to go on it? Why?
Only if you give me £100.
You said £10 before.
Yeah, but you still said no, so I've upped my price.
Tempted. I'm quite tempted to go on it myself. Andy, we're going to go and have a little look, then we're going back to the car. Just having a little wander out here to get as far out to sea as we can. Plus there's a poker stop here, which is the other reason. One final stroll through the park then as we head back towards the car. Of course we do have one final walk up the massive hill ahead of us as well.
And Dad's going to buy us some bracelets.
Yeah, apparently.
I'm saying it on camera so you can't back out of it.
Apparently I've got to buy bracelets for everyone. I don't really know how that happened.
Andy said he didn't want one though, but...
Oh good.
Do you want a bracelet, Dad?
Yeah, I also want to find a squirrel, but there's none about at the moment. I don't think I've filmed a squirrel the whole week. There's a lot of squirrels in here. Bracelets are being purchased behind me. Me and Andy are just hovering around waiting. Apparently one is being bought for me as well. I feel like I'm fresh out in 1993 with one of these on. Well, I feel a lot less broken after that walk up that hill than I did the first time I did it on Wednesday. So I'm suspecting that this whole thing where if you exercise you get fitter and stronger, there might be something to that after all. Or it could be that we stopped at Starbucks halfway up and I got a coffee. Guess we'll never know. We're about to head home. Frozen music is playing. First service station stop on the way home then. This one is not an eating stop. This is a leg stretching, water buying, probably coffee buying stop. It is currently 6 minutes past 6. I'm hoping we're at Fleet Services, those of you who know the area. I'm hoping we might just be missing rush hour on the M25. Otherwise I'll be miserable. Look what we've discovered in a service station. Having never seen one in a cinema before, these two are getting in on the Tango Ice Blast action. Is this the correct way to do it? Obviously. You have blue then pink?
Of course.
Okay. Get the feeling this is going to make my car disgusting. Well, after much sitting in traffic around Heathrow on the M25 and diversions that have sent us up the M1 apparently, It's now 8 o'clock. We're still over an hour from home. I think this is going to be our final stop, but we're stopping to just grab a sandwich at this. I don't even know where we are. I think we've just Toddington. Anna's saying that means anything to anybody. We passed Luton maybe 10-15 minutes ago. I think we're going to hit Milton Keynes in the next 15 or 20 minutes, and then it's a relatively straightforward journey. Okay. But still well over an hour. By the time we've had these sandwiches and hit the road again, it's probably going to be about 10 PM by the time we get home. And considering it was about 4 o'clock we were getting in the car. I mean, it's not a 6-hour journey, even with stops from Bournemouth to home. It's like 3.5. That shows how bad traffic has been. Plus it's raining as well. And Andy has had enough to the point where he's refusing to get out of the car. So Anna's nipped in while we sit with Andy, then we're going to swap. Nearly home. And we finally made it back, almost 6 hours after we left Bournemouth, which, I mean, that was a brutal journey. But some context for us all, if we'd have stuck with the original plan, the fireworks would be starting in 1 minute, and then we'd have to do that journey now. So I think Andy forced through something that was probably best for all of us. We're all pretty tired. Have we all had a good few days though? Was it a good trip? Excellent. So we will wrap the vlog up there, back to normality a bit tomorrow. We might even use tomorrow as the day to catch back up from that day earlier in the week, and maybe have one of those rare days where we don't touch the camera at all, which might be. She's loving that. You've got Orange is the New Black to watch and a new game, haven't you? So Anna will quite enjoy just sitting in her pants all day.
Well, good job.
So if you have enjoyed this vlog and this trip, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for us. Subscribe to the channel for more daily vlogs, and thank you very much for watching.